What's going on YouTube? WildLion Games here, and I'm bringing you an honest review of PGA Tour 2K25, the latest entry of 2K Sports Golf Series, who are doing a every 2-year release cycle, and it's their third in the PGA Golf Series, fourth if you want to consider Gold Cup 2019. New in this year's entry are the major championships, ranked tours for online, seasons with rewards that don't expire, plus their all-new Evo Swing mechanics that change the way you approach the game. All of that sounds good, but how fun is the game actually? And is it worth the upgrade from 2K23 or the EA Sports Masters 2024 title? I'm going to explore gameplay with comparison to the other titles, as well as deep dive into career mode, MyPlayer, the course designer, and dabble into multiplayer a little bit too. I'm a big Tiger Woods 2005 fan. I think that's the best golf game ever made. I don't really watch the sport, I don't really know too many golfers, and I suck at it in real life, so maybe the video game version will be better. Alright, let's jump in. Graphics up first. Golf is one of those sports where sometimes the course ends up being the main attraction over the sport itself. Known for their beautiful landscape designs, the luscious greens, beautiful fairways, the deep sand traps, and honestly just the landscaping that occurs around golf courses around the world. PGA Tour 2K25 shows this off flawlessly, and it finally feels like a current gen game in the graphics department. When you compare this to the previous version of the game, 2K23, it is light years ahead of that game and has improved graphically in every single way possible, from the foliage to the player models and even the dynamic lighting on the courses. And I would argue that it might even look better than EA Sports Masters game from 2024. I'm playing the game on the PlayStation 5, and I assure you that if you get it on console or PC, you're going to be happy. This is a really good looking game. There's still a part of me that expects a golf game to look better than what this does, especially with the new gen consoles and the power that they have and how some of these larger open world games can look. I do have high expectations when it comes to a game like golf, but I'm not going to take anything away from the progress that 2K has clearly made over the last 2 years. The game looks great, and that's what I have to say about that. I ordered a new capture device so I could actually record content in 4K on the PlayStation 5. Some of this footage is through OBS and it's 1080 HD. Some of it is through my new Elgato capture card software and it's in 4K. Some of it's in 1080. I was trying to figure it out, but apologize for some of the 1080 footage. And it also might be why some of the shots look a little bit more saturated or darker than others. I think it's just the difference in the capture software between OBS and the built-in Elgato software. So that's the difference you're seeing there. I've tried to keep it consistent as best as I could, but now I know going into the future, with future reviews with this new capture card, what I need to do. Sound, music, and commentary. The soundtrack to the game is awesome. I'm loving the 80s jazz synth, like funky vibes from the track list. It's fun and it sets the mood just right. It's almost the complete antithesis of the EA Masters game, which takes the more elegant and old school approach to the music. My only complaint here with 2K25 is that there aren't enough songs, and it's like listening to the same 6-track EP on repeat, and even if you love the music, hearing the same 5 or 6 tracks for hours can eventually become stale. I enjoy the commentary in the game, and I appreciate that it's not overdone with fluff. The commentating team provides you with important information and brief comments on your current play. When you're on day 2 and 3 and 4 of a tournament, they'll actually make callbacks of a previous shot attempt on the hole that you're currently on, noting the similarities or the differences in the outcomes. If you take time to listen to the commentators at the beginning of your tee shot in each hole, they'll also provide helpful tips on how to approach the hole, and the various locations of the fairway can change your approach for shots 2 and 3.
The 8th hole is a strong par 3 here at Central Otago. Yeah, long par 3. There is a really good place, though, to aim your tee shot, and that's out on the right-hand side. There's a nice little berm out there that can help kick it back to onto the green or close to it. Anything missing out to the left-hand side, you're going to leave yourself below the green with almost a blind second shot in there trying to save par.
And it does all of this in a very organic manner. Commentary doesn't do anything extraordinary, but it's good at what it does, and it never comes across as annoying or repetitive, or even just getting information wrong like many other sports titles do. The sounds of the golf game are incredible. The loud pop of the driver when you absolutely nail a shot is just music to my ears.
Every single day, downwind, I can fly it back into the wind.
And the opposite is true when you make bad contact with the ball, and the sound is gonna let you know.
It's an amazing hole. Rock outcroppings both left and right.
You can use the crowd to inform you that your shot looks good, and they'll react properly when your shot isn't good.
Oh, look at this. This could go.
At least audibly they react properly. They don't react to the ball physically when it comes towards them, and you can't hit the crowd with the ball either. Lame. I remember doing this in PGA Tour, I think it was 08 on the Xbox 360, which was about the only redeeming quality of that game. All in all, the sound design and the music in PGA 2K25 are well done, and I think other sports titles should take a look at what they've done here. Let's get down to business. We've talked about the fluff of the game, the sounds and graphics, but what about gameplay? Ultimately, this is the most important part. And 2K25 absolutely nails the gameplay. This is one of the most fun golf games I've ever played, and it's the most fun golf game I've played in over a decade. It's my new addiction. I tried 2K23, couldn't get into it, didn't care for the swing mechanics, gameplay wasn't exciting. I tried EA Sports 2024 Masters game, but the gameplay is just awful. It's clunky, it's slow, it's laggy. Whatever adjective you want to use, it just reminds me of NBA Live 18, if you're familiar with that, if that helps. But 2K25, man, is just buttery smooth. The swing mechanics are fluid, it feels organic. It's like the joystick and the golf club are tied together. When the joystick moves, the club moves with it. 2K25 just feels so natural to play, and when you bump up the difficulty, it's so realistic that it becomes frustrating like real life golf. I'm being for real. I played my first tournament and I thought I was a god at the game. I finished 40 under par, and then I realized I was playing on perfect shot mode, which basically flies the plane for me.
You know these planes pretty much land themselves.
Nobody cares. You sound like an asshole.
So I decided to bump up the difficulty to Pro-Am, which is the standard for online play in clubhouses, and I immediately sucked. My swing rhythm was off, my penalties for the opening my club face were more severe, and the skill of my golfer just became far more important. I went to the driving range here to show you the differences in swing results depending on the difficulty. Here I am on perfect shot, which is the easiest difficulty, perfect if you just want to relax, casually play a golf video game. You can see the ball trajectory falls to the right when I open the club on contact just a little bit. Your stick skills still matter, but it's more forgiving in a streamlined experience. But when we move to Pro-Am, look how much further the ball travels, and my contact with the ball was better. It's far less forgiving on those higher difficulties, and instead of having a fun, relaxing time, I felt like Happy Gilmore just rage quitting at the putt-putt golf exhibit.
You're gonna die, clown!
But I will say, if you are looking for a true golf simulation, 2K25 can offer you that. Up the difficulty all the way to master like a true psycho, and it takes away all of your visual cues, you lose your ability to scout ahead, and your swing HUD disappears as well. It's not for me. If I wanted the real golf experience, I would go outside and play where I can be even more frustrated and lose the little bit of patience I have. But what I found for me is playing on custom settings. I can set the difficulty of the swing to Pro-Am, but I can remove the rhythm feature, I can remove the ball trajectory assistance with wind and have to adjust to the wind and elevation myself, and I can also give myself the putt trajectory line where I can see the current path of my putt will go. The right stick swing control might be perfect in 2K25. I don't know what I would change. It's responsive and all the shot setup buttons make sense and provide you with a natural and efficient approach to the game. Triangle to scout the terrain ahead and make adjustments to your placement. Use the right stick to pan and tilt the camera around to get a better idea of the course's elevation changes. And you can hold L1 to open up the true shot menu, which allows for more precise control like adding backspin, front spin, draw or fade to move around obstacles. You can adjust the type of shot with the D-pad, allowing you to change the way you hit the ball. You can use an approach to maximize distance, a pitch, or a flop to minimize roll. And all of these button presses to set up your shot are extremely responsive. The gameplay for 2K25 sold me from the jump. I played the demo and was immediately like, yeah, I need to buy this. 2K knew what they had, and I believe that's why they dropped a demo for people to experience how smooth the gameplay is. So let's talk about career mode. Career mode is a simple setup. You create your golfer, choose an archetype, apply your skill upgrades, and you choose a starting path in your career. You can jump into the PGA Tour immediately, or you can play in the Corn Ferry tournament and earn your spot in the PGA based off of your performance. Once you're in the PGA, let's break down what the gameplay loop looks like. Training Tuesdays. On Tuesdays, you have training mini games, which provide you with a temporary stat boost for the upcoming tournament. Work It Out Wednesdays. You get to play a few holes of the course if you want to, get a lay of the land, and essentially get some practice rounds in before the real tournament starts. And then Thursday through Sunday, you play the tournament. After the tournament, you'll have the option to answer some questions from the press. You don't have to go to these press interviews, but you can if you want. You can answer text messages from fellow golfers, and sometimes there could even be a magazine interview or something else from the media. Again, all optional. If you don't want to do it, you can just decline the interview request and move on. New in PGA 2K25 is a golfer's personality, and answering these questions changes your player's personality to either bold or conservative, depending on how you answer, or you can even fall in a mysterious category, which is somewhere in between. Now, the big question everyone is going to have with this game is XP and VC and microtransactions. Yes, microtransactions are in the game, and we are all aware how unplayable NBA 2K is if you don't purchase VC. It's a frustrating process, and I don't like the 2K-ification of sports games. And while PGA 2K has microtransactions, and it's definitely a bad feature considering that 2K21 didn't have microtransactions, I haven't found it to disrupt my single player experience. So no matter how well you play, no matter the difficulty or tournament placement, your XP changes, but the VC you earn doesn't. So I did the math, and you essentially earn enough VC to upgrade an attribute by 1 point for every round you complete. With 4 rounds in a tournament and something like 30 tournaments in a season, you can easily earn well over 100 attribute points in 1 year to assign to your player. I'm only in week 3 and I'm a 78 overall already. If you're an online player, this may not work for you, as you'll want to be competitive and VC might be an extra investment, which is bullshit, but it's just something you need to be aware of, and it doesn't seem like 2K is going to change this in their games anytime soon. Career mode appears to be the fastest way to level up your character too. You earn VC by completing these rounds like I mentioned before, as well as little milestones like hitting multiple birdies in a row, sinking long putts, and other daily and weekly quests. The career mode loop is engaging without trying to do too much. There are no long and unwanted cutscenes with bad dialogue, and like I said, the interviews are optional, and also the practices are optional too. There's 3 ways you level up your golfer. One is by when you level up and you have attribute points, you assign them to different stat categories for your player. The other one is a skill tree, which is broken down into the different archetypes available to you, like a powerhouse or a greens master or someone who can get themselves out of the rough easier. And when you upgrade the different slots in the skill tree, it basically helps with the forgiveness of your input response. So when you upgrade your driving contact, the contact bar on your swing HUD is going to grow just a little bit, so that center that you have to hit is a little bit wider and a little bit easier for you to hit. And the third way to improve your golfer is club fittings, which allows you to add boost to the clubs that you own so that you can improve your attributes beyond what your level cap is. If you want to know more about career mode and everything that goes into it, I would suggest this video right here by Respawn 2, A Beginner's Guide to PGA Tour 2K25. He has a 30-minute long video of breaking down career mode, how the archetypes work, how the skill trees work, how applying your attributes work, different tips here and there. So, like I said, his video is 30 minutes. It's extremely well done. This review would be like an hour long if I spent that much time going over the nuances of career mode, but go check that out if you want to learn more about it. But in general, the skill tree is basic and it functions to further the Evo stick forgiveness in your swings, and there are some branches that offer various shot types to unlock based on your archetype. For example, you can unlock a lag putt, which sacrifices accuracy for distance to help you safely approach the pin from long distance. Think of the skill tree as adding various specialty shots to your tool belt like a basketball player would do to help him score in different situations. Overall, I'm really happy with career mode in this game, and it has great additions from the previous 2 years, and coupled with fun and realistic gameplay, I believe it'll keep you engaged for a really long time. Topgolf feels like it was just tagged on to the game for fluff. It sets the stage for fun mini-game activities, but unfortunately there's only one, which is to hit the targets given to you on the driving range with 10 balls. Yes, you can pair up with friends on the couch or online and play it solo, but there isn't enough here to make it a staple or even a side dish. I guess I was hoping for some additional mini games involved with the Topgolf mode, like a longest drive or a version of like a golf version of horse, or even adding in a putting green for some putt challenges to break up the monotony, but this is all we get for now. Outside of career mode, I would say everybody is here to play online, and the new edition of Ranked Tours I believe will even capture the casual online players. Ranked Tours is where the real fun is at, even for a casual online player like myself. It has daily and weekly tournaments and challenges where you go out and play around the golf on the designated course, and you're competing against everybody in the world. It's not just a one-on-one or group play like you would do in ranked or unranked multiplayer. As you play through the round, your ranking is going to rise or fall based on your score compared to everyone else who has completed the course, or, the people that are currently also playing, and then your final score could be surpassed based on the people that still have to play it during the allotted time slot. If you're like me and you just suck at the Pro-Am difficulty, you'll quickly find yourself in past 1000th place, like very easily. I'm not sure how many people are playing at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I'm towards the back. Right now, it's a frustrating experience, but that's just because I'm okay at the game and my golfer's approach game is subpar at best. I can see myself spending most of my online time here, as I don't have to directly compete against another player or a group of players, but instead it's like I'm competing against myself in a tournament with real life golfers. It kind of functions like an online career mode in that way, where you can play through the rounds in the tournament at your own pace, but you're not directly paired up going against somebody. For those who aren't interested in that, there is a regular match play, ranked and unranked, and ranked has all the different tiers that you can level up online and, move up and down the ranks and all that type of stuff. You can have group of 4 play, match stroke skins, and other typical golf options that you see. Online 1v1, where you play another golfer and rank up and down on competitive play, just doesn't interest me, but Ranked Tours is something I can get behind and play at my own pace. And speaking of own paces, PGA 2K25 new this year has season passes that don't expire. Look, I roll my eyes at season passes with microtransactions on a full price game, but I guess I can't appreciate that the season awards don't expire when the season ends. Typically, these season passes just create this unnecessary grind to unlock items because you need to play an exuberant amount of hours to unlock rewards within a certain time period before the next season begins. But if you've already purchased Season 1 and Season 2 and Season 3 and 4 have already started, you can actually continue leveling up that level 1 season pass even when those other ones have started. And last but not least is the Course Creator. Course Creator is amazing. I was pleasantly surprised, as customization in modern sports titles is typically lackluster, but this is awesome. You can customize everything from the backdrop to the weather to the course surfaces and almost any object you can think of. It's borderline overwhelming at first because of how much customization options the game gives you. The landscape tool allows you to create impossible courses to score on, with deep bunkers and the steepest fairways that you can think of. And you can also place objects like trees and rocks, and you can change the rock size and shape to whatever you want. You can build giant cactuses. You can place the crowd anywhere. You can even add a little Japanese convenience store out in the middle of the desert with an escape pad helicopter on the roof. And as ridiculous as you want to get, it also gets nitty gritty. You can place ball wash stations at the tee box. You can create a cart path and actually put golf carts on the cart path. You can change the tee box blocks. You can add a bench. You can add a clock. You can even put dragonflies like floating around, or like the rake in the sand trap. I mean, it is ridiculous, and the options are truly endless. This is the first golf game I've reviewed on my channel, and I recognize that I probably have a new audience visiting me, as the football gaming and golf gaming community don't have much crossover, I would imagine. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I hope you've enjoyed the review. I hope you found it insightful and entertaining. And if you're new to my reviews, I don't rate games on a normal numbered scale either. I have my own scale that's kind of just made up and unorthodox, but it typically makes sense. So, the final verdict. How do I rate PGA Tour 2K25? I give PGA Tour 2K25 putt-putt golf. Putt-putt golf is an activity that everyone enjoys, even if they're not golf fans. You don't even have to be good at golf. Hell, you don't even have to be good at putt-putt golf to enjoy playing putt-putt golf. I mean, it can be as fun and laid back or as serious as you want it to be. It's just a fun activity. PGA Tour is like that. You don't have to be a golf fan to enjoy this game. You don't even have to be able to name a golfer to be able to enjoy this game. It's a really fun experience. The gameplay, I can't get over just how responsive and smooth it is. And I also just can't get over how much better it looks than 2K23. I've been reviewing sports titles on this channel for a while now, and this is definitely one of the few games I've had the most fun reviewing. I've had a blast playing it, to the point that I didn't even want to take the time out of my day to edit and make this review, because I just wanted to continue playing PGA Tour 2K25. I can't recommend this game enough. If you have the budget to afford it, I would go get it, even if you're not a golf player. If you have 2K23, this is absolutely worth the upgrade. If you're playing EA Sports golf game, this is also absolutely worth the upgrade for. I think this is also a good note that sports titles should potentially look at a biannual release cycle instead of yearly, as the jump from 23 to 25 is far beyond what you're able to do in a single calendar year. So that's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the review. Hope you're enjoying the game if you're playing it, or if you do decide to buy it, I hope you end up enjoying it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe. And until next time, peace.